Well, Ayo Johnson is an analyst for the African news agency Africa Inform. He joins us live now from London. Thanks very much indeed. Ayo Johnson, do you agree with this suspicion that Al-Shabab could be behind the attacks?
Well, all the hallmarks that we're seeing at the moment clearly pointing in that direction. You have coordinated bombings, you have the sophistication of it, you have a rebel group in Somalia that's extended its tentacles beyond the borders of Somalia, clearly having the ability to cause anarchy and confusion. And it's showing clearly that it's more than likely it's them, purely because of the sophisticated nature in which the bombs have gone out.
You mean that the bombs were coordinated and the timing, the location of the targets, do you?
Well, you've got the World Cup, you've got maximum exposure, you have the world's media at their fingertips. The timing, the location, the impact that it's clearly had, I think it's all the hallmarks of a very sophisticated outfit. And it would point in the direction of the Al-Shabab group, which have connections with Al-Qaeda.
But you say that the World Cup could have been part of the equation. For the exposure, is it? Do you think, or do you think it's because of the way that the World Cup was supposed to be seen as a success for Africa?
Well, it was meant to be seen as a success for Africa, and it couldn't have happened at a worse time. But I think the causes for this stem well beyond the World Cup. It's because we've had Ethiopian troops, we've had Ugandan troops and Kenyan troops, which have been supporting the very weak government in Somalia, and of course the Al-Shabaab group, which controls large swathes of that country, have made it very clear that any country that steps foot on that soil, that interferes with their politics, they would take the fight to them. And what we're seeing is an example of that.
Right, that's a very worrying development, it sounds like. Then, Ayo Johnson, can you tell us how much of a shock this is going to be to the Ugandan administration of Yoweri Museveni and to the Ugandan people, who it seems now are targets?
Well, it's a worrying trend. We haven't seen in the past the insurgents going beyond their borders in this form of attack. We've had cross-border attacks here and there, but not with this level of bombing. What it will concern Museveni, it would also concern both the president of Ethiopia and that of Kenya. It's a worrying trend, and of course, if it means that Al-Qaeda is now supporting Al-Shabaab and they can penetrate other countries in this fashion, it's a worrying concern all around, and I think that's why the Americans are trying to prop up both the Ugandan army, the Ethiopian army, to try and propel this insurgents. But it's a real concern because the insurgents is very much alive. They're well trained, they're well disciplined, and they've been causing confusion not only in Somalia and clearly trying to threaten other countries as well now.
Thanks very much indeed, Ayo Johnson, analyst of African affairs, with live to us from London.